The governors of New York and New Jersey have sought to calm residents, but they themselves are asking for answers and for more resources. Let's talk about where these drones have been sighted. Some have just been over residential neighborhoods. What do you make of where they've been spotted and if that means anything?
It means that who was ever operating these drones is very concerned about what might be in those residential neighborhoods. There have been reports, and you start to try to put through all of these reports, but there have been reports of spikes in radiation in the New York metropolitan area, two of them, one on each side of the Hudson. And so that leads to the conclusion that maybe they're looking for an implanted nuclear weapon. One thing we know, and that is for more than a decade, U.S. officials have been worried about the North Koreans taking apart a device, smuggling the parts into the United States, and reassembling it in the location of their choice. So this is not something which is just wild speculation. And when you talk about radiation, clearly this could be one of the things that the drones are doing. And that will explain why they're over residential areas, because the device could be planted in one of those places. Now, the reason why this speculation has gained some currency is because the Pentagon has said these are not military drones. And that's and they say it's not foreign. So if you put those two things together, it means they're domestic. These are obviously not drones operated by individuals. And that leads you to believe maybe Department of Homeland Security, maybe FBI, maybe even the CIA, even though they're not allowed to operate on American soil. So if the danger is serious enough, we could see the U.S. Taking emergency action like that. So until we hear from the president, until we get more information, until we get more consistent information, we have to plan for the worst.
We have to plan for the worst. So is that North Korean scenario the worst in your mind, or is there another foreign actor theory that you've heard that has credibility?
Well, people have talked about the Iranians. A New Jersey congressman has talked about an Iranian mothership off the U.S. coast, which the Pentagon has specifically denied. Could be, if it's Iran, it's probably with the backing of other states. And that naturally leads us to think about both Russia and China. North Korea couldn't do something like this on its own. So that really brings into play China. Any number of foreign actors can be involved in this. Now, I have heard, and this is just rumor, that, for instance, the Air Force believes that these are foreign operated drones. And that would clearly be inconsistent with the theory that I just talked about. But the Pentagon says, no, they're domestic. So what we are left with are possibilities, many of them plausible, but all the plausible scenarios really are ominous.